we have tragic news once again. We have another tragic event that has happened over the past few days, over the holidays, no doubt on Thanksgiving Day, one of our most sacred holidays of the US, right? Where families go and they travel, they unite with each other, they go spend time with each other, they spend time with their loved ones, family they haven't seen in a long time, eat and be merry, right? And the time where we're supposed to be enjoying ourselves, enjoying our time, taking a break from all the craziness of work and stress and the daily lives or the daily stress of politics and all the other violence and everything else that's going on. We experience another tragedy, just like the Charlie Kirk situation, and this just has to stop. This really has to stop. And I'm gonna make a lot of you mad. I'm probably gonna lose some fans. I don't really care, right? Because my beliefs lead more towards the conservative right, and once again, they are in the right. They are absolutely in the right that the massive migration, especially from the Biden administration, has just been an absolute disaster. It has been a freak show. It has been an absolute tragedy, and it needs to be fixed. Absolutely, positively needs to be fixed, right? And I wholeheartedly agree with Trump that every single immigrant that has came in from the Biden administration needs to be revetted. Absolutely, this shit needs to happen because Americans are sick and tired. We are tired of this, right? Where we have we have foreigners that are basically coming here and are killing our citizens. And this is just it's mind-boggling. When will enough be enough, right? Like this just has to stop, and this is just going to radicalize a bunch more people, another generation, right? So we have, Alma Gentil here, POS shooter, and video showing the aftermath of the DC shooting. Two National Guardsmen in Washington, DC were shot and killed just a few days ago. Prayers to their families, right? And absolutely feel sorry for you guys. Uh, they were heroes, absolute heroes, right? They died serving their country. They died protecting their country, right? They're absolutely heroes. Um, all National Guard members deployed to cities must now be allowed to carry fully loaded weapons. You might as well pay a target on them. If this was targeted, we must change the rules of engagement. Everybody must be a deputized as a U.S. Marshal or therefore be allowed to carry loaded weapons or authorized to use deadly force whiplash. Now, he's kind of referring to, I guess, is it looks like he's trying to shift blame on them, the National Guardsmen having weapons, carrying weapons out in the open, which he's trying to insinuate that it incites violence, right? So it's just absolute dumb takes, and I guarantee you is from a lefty liberal, because all these lefty liberals all do this, right? And we'll get into that a little bit later. I have definitely a lot of posts to show you what these lefty liberals are doing, right? You already know what the lefty liberals are doing. I mean, of course, they're celebrating. They're finding ways to make excuses for this, to also blame it on Trump, like they do everything else, right? Everything that happens is Trump's fault. So, right? But definitely, we have, the shooter here who has been apprehended. Um, if we can see a closer up here, you can see that he's naked. I don't know why he's naked, to be honest with you. I don't know how he went from having clothes to being butt naked here, but apparently he was shot. He was also shot, right? And they have taken him into custody here in critical condition. So they have captured the guy, And this is a bit of footage here of what a witness has captured here. I'm not going to play it for YouTube's policy here, just in case, but definitely let's check here. This is the actual um, suspect that has been apprehended, right? Breaking Google search results for Ramanullah Lakhanwal, the DC National Guard shooter, spiked in the DC area on November 20th, 6 days before the attack, and again multiple times on the morning of the attack. Not sure if that is true or not, if he was already being pinged, you know what I mean, if he was already being suspected, and then this was allowed to happen. Oh, now, something happens, and oh, now, everybody, you know, has to jump up and alert. You know what I mean? Just wait for something to happen in order to do something about it, right? It's just absolutely diabolical. And I wish more can be done or should be done to prevent this kind of stuff. If you have intelligence, you know what I mean. If you have prior intelligence of things that are to come, I believe, in my opinion, you should act on it, right? Um, but here we have the Patriot Mike 15. I served in the National Guard as an Army medic. What happened in DC today, it has me ready to avenge my brothers who were gunned down today. And like I said earlier, this is going to radicalize a lot of U.S. American citizens, right? Especially the far right, the MAGA right. They're going to definitely be radicalized to fight. And we're already seeing a lot of that already, right? It's a crazy, crazy time. This shouldn't have even happened at all, because these people should not be here in the first place. I pray for their families. The shooter needs to. May God bless all of their battle buddies, all of our military. Please be safe. Watch your back. Our Democratic representatives have made you targets on our own soil. I'm literally so pissed, I can't explain my rage. This will ruin Thanksgiving for many this year. And, like I said, happening on Thanksgiving, a day of all days, is such a diabolical time. Such a diabolical time that we're living in, that we have to go through this. Like, this is just absolutely crazy, right? Governor Patrick Morrisey, it is with great sorrow that we can confirm both members of the West Virginia National Guard who was shot earlier today in Washington, D.C., have passed away from their injuries. The brave West Virginians lost their lives in the service of their country. We are in ongoing contact with federal officials as the investigation continues. Our entire state grieves with their families, their loved ones, and the Guard community. West Virginia will never forget their service or their sacrifice, and we will demand full accountability for this horrific act. Right? So that's a statement from there. We have ongoing on the ground of what's happening here. Okay, yeah, there is a right. But um, it's truly, truly tragic. We got responses here. Sorry if my post triggered a bot response. I never said it's part of the oath of enlistment. I clearly said, military should never be deployed. Then we got some retards here. The military should never be deployed on the streets of America. That's what you should be upset about. I mean, and that, again, that's what these lefties are going to harp on, is that, oh, the military shouldn't be on the streets. The military is what's making these people radicalized to want to do violence. No, that's not the issue. Is you retards that are going out here deciding to do violence, right? Are these military officers going up to you doing violence? They just literally patrolling and standing around doing guard. They're doing their jobs, right? They're patrolling and protecting this great state of DC, right? So what are they doing to you besides patrolling to make the city safe, right? And then you just going up to them and just murdering them in cold blood, right? But it's their fault. It's their fault just because they're patrolling around and they have weapons and stuff. It's the dumbest stuff. It's the dumbest shit in the world by these lefties. It's absolutely insane, and they will try their hardest to literally spin whatever retardation that they have, whatever mental disease they have in their head that tells them to spin it in some kind of retarded cobweb. It's insane. Like, bro, like is I don't even know how they come up with this stuff, right? So here's one of the unfortunate victims, the National Guardsman that has been killed. This is by Judge Janine Pirro. Our hearts and prayers go out to the family of the 20-year-old Sarah Beckham of the National Guard, a hero who volunteered to serve DC on Thanksgiving for people she never met and gave the ultimate sacrifice. May she rest in peace. It is now time to avenge her death and secure justice. So we even have Judge Janine Pirro also on the offensive, right? She's definitely wanting to get justice for the sacrifices of these two National Guardsmen, right? And it's just truly diabolical. So we'll definitely see here. We'll have some Fox News cover up here from responses from after the shooting of. We have the FBI Director Kash Patel. We also have NYC Chief Police, the Metropolitan Police Department as well. So definitely we're going to take a look here and see what's going on.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jeff Carroll. I'm the Executive Assistant Chief here at the Metropolitan Police Department. At approximately 2:15 this afternoon, members of the DC National Guard were on high visibility patrols in the area of 17th and I Street Northwest when a suspect came around the corner, raised his arm with a firearm, and discharged it at the National Guard members. The National Guard members, there were other members that were in the area. They were able to, after some back and forth, able to subdue the individual and bring him into custody. Within moments, members of law enforcement in the area were also able to assist and bring that individual into custody. At this time, as the director mentioned, the National Guard members are being treated at a local hospital. DC Fire and EMS responded to the scene to provide first aid for those individuals and transport them to a local hospital. The suspect in this case was also transported for treatment at a local hospital. Madam Mayor?
Thank you. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of Washington, D.C., and I, too, want to send my thoughts and prayers to the families of the Guardsmen and to the Guardsmen who are in critical condition in a local hospital. I am joined by members and leadership from the D.C. National Guard, from the West Virginia National Guard, United States Secret Service, Deputy Mayor Pia, Fire Chief Donnelly, and Metro's General Manager Randy Clark. And we join with the FBI Director in ensuring that MPD investigates, the U.S. Attorney prosecutes this case to the fullest extent of the law. I've had the opportunity to brief.
We really need to see justice with this. And definitely, I hope this does wake up a lot of people, right? We'll definitely get into more responses after this because Trump does definitely go into a full-blown rage over this, right? And is definitely has gone to say that he's going to re-vet thousands of these immigrants now. So definitely we're going to be checking on that in a second here.
U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi, who was speaking to the president when I called, as well as the United States Attorney Pirro, who assured me that this case will have her office's complete attention.
I really hope so. I really hope so.
Chief.
Sure. So no, at this time, there's no indication there was any other suspect. The one suspect that was involved in this incident, they were shot during the interaction, and they were transported to the hospital for treatment.
Mayor, does this validate the need for the National Guard during this?
What we know, Andrea, is that this is a targeted shooting. One individual who appeared to target these Guardsmen, that individual has been taken into custody.
Mayor, can you tell us any more details on the condition of the two National Guardsmen and whether or not anyone else was injured? And a quick question follow-up for the FBI.
I know those boys standing behind have to be furious.
We'll make sure we find the perpetrators for this act. So just to clarify, the person believed to be responsible is in custody and there are no other suspects.
Sure, so I can start out. Again, Chief Carroll from MPD. So both the individuals, the Guard members, they are in critical condition in a local hospital at this time being treated. At this point, we have no other suspects. We have reviewed video from the area. It appears, like I said, to be a lone gunman that raised the firearm and ambushed these members of the National Guard, and he was quickly taken into custody by other National Guard members and law enforcement members.
Any sense of motive?
No, at this time, obviously, we're very in the preliminary stages of investigation. There's a lot of things, a lot of agents that are here from various federal agencies, law enforcement agencies. We have the full power of the FBI and our federal partners here in the task force. So we're looking at all those different aspects, but we don't have any motive. The National Guardsmen that were shot, I'm told they were armed.
Did they get all shot?
At this time, that's part of the preliminary investigation.
Can you explain how the suspect was apprehended?
Sure. So how the suspect was apprehended, as I said, the individual, the suspect came around the corner. He immediately started firing a firearm at the two National Guard members. So at the time, there were other National Guard members that were in the area. They heard the gunfire. They actually were able to intervene and to kind of hold down the suspect after he had been shot on the ground until law enforcement got there within moments.
He was shot by a National Guard.
At this point, we're still investigating exactly who shot the individual. It's not clear at this time.
Were there DC policemen in the area?
We don't know what kind of weapon. There was DC police. It happened right in front of the Metro, although there is no indication that the perpetrator was on the Metro. So there's Metro Transit Police in the area, and obviously being on 17th Street by the White House, Uniform Division of Secret Service were in the immediate area as well.
What kind of weapon the alleged
We do not know at this time. It's still under investigation.
We're going to be able to take a
They
couple
like
more.
asked the same questions like 2 or 3 times and like just in different ways. Mad retarded.
Sure. And so as I said, we're very preliminary in the investigation, so we're looking into all aspects of who the individual is, his connections. At this time, he's still in the hospital receiving treatment.
And I would just like to add, the reason that this suspect is in custody is because of the bravery of the men and women of the National Guard who responded due to their extensive training to secure American lives today. There was not any further injury and any further shootings. We should highlight the fact that the men and women of law enforcement, the interagency, the Department of War, and the National Guard executed their training with great precision today and prevented an even greater tragedy from befalling us. These National Guardsmen are heroes, and we must pray for their safety and their speedy recovery.
They are
As the chief
absolute
said,
heroes.
we are in the preliminary stages
All
of this investigation. We will run down every single lead, every piece of evidence. This is the power of the U.S. government at its best at the state, local, and federal level. That is why this interagency group is standing behind us to assure America and the world that we will
It's sad that this had to happen, right? Where even 2 National Guardsmen are killed, right? There shouldn't be no National Guardsmen being killed at all, right? Because there should be no illegals, no migrants, no foreigners that should be here in the first place illegally, right? That's the literal cure to this issue.
To keep DC safe, and thankfully we have Metropolitan Police Department, the National Guardsmen, and federal agents, and the Department of Justice and Attorney General willing to prosecute the mission to keep Americans safe. And President Trump has rightly stated that this heinous act will be investigated, and he has thanked the National Guardsmen and women and the men and women of law enforcement.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so we have the Fox News, right? This is after the incident happened.
We can now make a major projection.
So we'll check on some more responses here. This is another response, or probably the same thing. This is Trump's response here after the incident has happened as well. Trump was absolutely furious, right? And he addresses the nation, following the shooting from the 2 National Guardsmen.
They'd been deputized as part of the most successful public safety and national security mission in the history of our nation's capital, the DC Safe and Beautiful Task Force, which has achieved an unprecedented reduction in violent crime and crimes of all types. This heinous assault was an act of evil, an act of hatred, and an act of terror. It was a crime against our entire nation. It was a crime against humanity. The hearts of all Americans tonight are with those 2 members of the West Virginia National Guard and their families. The love of our entire country is pouring out for them, and we are lifting them up in our prayers. As we are filled with anguish and grief for those who were shot, we're also filled with righteous anger and ferocious resolve As President of the United States, I am determined
as the famous quote, you're awaking the sleeping giant. Is not going to be good if this continues.
To ensure that the animal who perpetrated this atrocity pays the steepest possible price. I can report tonight that based on the best available information, the Department of Homeland Security is confident that the suspect in custody is a foreigner who entered our country from Afghanistan, a hellhole on earth. He was flown in by the Biden administration in September 2021
Yeah, Trump
on
is
those
furious,
infamous flights that everybody was talking about. Nobody knew who was coming in. Nobody knew anything about it. His status was extended under legislation signed by President Biden, a disastrous president, the worst in the history of our country. This attack underscores the single greatest national security threat facing our nation. The last administration let in 20 million unknown and unvetted foreigners from all over the world, from places that you don't want to even know about. No country can tolerate such a risk to our very survival. An example is Minnesota, where hundreds of thousands of Somalians are ripping off our country and ripping apart that once great state. Billions of dollars are lost, and gangs of Somalians come from a country that doesn't even have a government, no laws, no water, no military, no nothing. As their representatives in our country preach to us about our Constitution and how our country is no good. We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country. We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. If they can't love our country, we don't want it.
There it is. This is exactly what we voted for from the jump. And this is the problem, right? Is that it takes a horrible event like this for Trump to want to get serious about removing these immigrants. Now, I get that, he has done a good job so far in removing a lot of illegal immigrants already, especially from like these cartel gangs and from Venezuela and El Salvador and things of that sort, right? But it's not enough. It's not enough. It is not enough. It's way too many illegal immigrants that has came in from the Biden administration, and Trump has not gone hard enough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you lefty libtards. This is what we voted for, right? This is what the will of the people voted for, right? This is what the people of the United States voted for Trump, in office, right? This is what we voted for, and this is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen, right? Trump just needs to go harder, right? Who cares about the optics? Right? They're calling you a fascist anyway. They're calling you a Nazi anyway. You might as well go all the way and say fuck it and forcibly remove all these motherfuckers. Just remove them. Like, stop worrying about the optics of these retards that are screeching and screaming, and they're the ones actually causing the violence, right? They're the ones causing the chaos and hurting and assassinating and all this other shit. Like we've proven over and over again that it's mostly coming from these lefty liberals. It's coming from the left, the violent left, right? So we need to stop pussyfooting around.
America will never bend and never yield in the face of terror. And at the same time, we will not be deterred from the
thing is, and I'm sorry for pausing, the thing is, right, because at some point in time, the left will get power again. And if they're doing this now, when the Republicans are in power, just imagine what they're going to do once they get the power of the presidency and the office. Or just imagine what they're going to do when they get that power back. They're going to literally try to destroy, completely obliterate the right. Trump and everyone. They're going to literally do everything to completely obliterate the right. It's insane. Like everything that they're saying that they're trying or everything that they're claiming that Trump is doing to the American people or whatever is what they're going to do. Is their projection, literally.
These service members were so nobly fulfilling. That is why tonight I can announce that I have directed the Department of War to mobilize an additional 500 troops to help protect our capital city. We will make America totally safe again, and we will bring the perpetrator of this barbaric attack to swift and certain justice if the bullets going in the opposite direction haven't already done that. During this time of the year, when we gather at home with loved ones, these two patriots were wearing the uniform of our country, patrolling the streets of our capital. They had taken a selfless oath to defend our nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that is exactly what they were doing when they were gunned down in a savage attack. I want to express my extraordinary gratitude to every member of the United States military who is deployed tonight at home and abroad. I also want to thank the Secret Service and the DC Metropolitan Police Department for their work today. This Thanksgiving, I ask every family to say a prayer for the two great heroes who were so horribly shot and for their loved ones. Please say a prayer.
Absolutely, Charlie.
May God bless them and comfort them, and may God bless and protect the United States of America. Thank you and good night.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe.
So definitely, President Trump's response, absolutely going in, diabolical. I absolutely love his response that now we are going to be fully vetting all of the immigrants that were, let in the country through Biden's administration, right? Absolutely diabolical. This is absolutely what we voted for. This needs to happen, and this needs to happen now and fast, right? This needs to happen ASAP. Absolutely. Here's another response from Trump
members of the U.S. military.
on announcing, the death of the National Guard members, right? So after they were first in critical condition, but it has now been confirmed that they have passed. So here is him doing an announcement here.
And to wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving. Before we begin, I want to express the anguish and the horror of our entire nation at the terrorist attack yesterday in our nation's capital, in which a savage monster gunned down two service members in the West Virginia National Guard who were deployed as part of the DC task force, which has done such an incredible job. I mean, until yesterday, we literally had no incidents for many months. It was the safest place imaginable, and this is a different kind of crime. This is a really bad crime. Millions of Americans are praying for those heroes and their families.
And the lefties are going to use that too. Like I said, they use every means necessary to twist and contort and use that as a gotcha to Trump. Right? Oh, you said you did the crackdown of the National Guard in D.C. and you had this incident. Oh, I guess it's not so safe anymore. You brought the National Guard into the city for no reason. It's all a grift by these lefties. Like every time something bad happens, they will use it as some kind of excuse or in any means necessary to put the blame on Trump and celebrate.
And I must unfortunately tell you that just seconds before I went on, right now, I heard that Sarah Beckstrom of West Virginia, one of the Guardsmen that we're talking about, highly respected, young, magnificent person, started service in June of 2023, outstanding in every way. She's just passed away.
Wow, so she was only in service for 2 years.
With us.
About 2 years and 3 months.
Looking down on us right now. Her parents are with her. This just happened. She was savagely attacked. She's dead. She's not with us. Incredible person. Outstanding in every single way, in every department. That's horrible. As you know, the other young man is fighting for his life. He's in very bad shape. He's fighting for his life, and hopefully we'll get better news with respect to him. And the monster that did this is also in serious condition. But we won't even talk about him. As you may know, DHS has confirmed that the suspect is an Afghan national, flown here by the previous administration, who was such a bad administration. And I have a picture of a plane. This is what it looked like when they came in. It was total bedlam. Do you remember that period of time? Total bedlam. People crammed onto the plane. And the toughest, meanest, most capable physically got on the plane, not the people that we were looking for or that they wanted to bring in. Here's a picture for you. Just take a look at that plane.
And they brought thousands of these people in these planes to this country illegally, and they're just out here roaming our streets, taking our houses, taking our jobs, like,
as you know, and
then killing us.
It would have been a much different story, but they didn't do that, and this was just a rout, just a terrible situation. This heinous atrocity reminds us that we have no greater national security priority than ensuring that we have full control over the people that enter and remain in our country. For the most part, we don't want them. They come in illegally, have a lot of problems. Their countries force them in because their countries are smart. They don't want them. Let's give them to the Americans to take care of. They come out of jails in many cases, mental institutions, they're gang members, they're drug dealers. We don't want them. Many of the service members on this call today are engaged in crucial aspects of that mission. And to each and every one of you, I just want to thank you so much. Incredible people. You make this sacrifice like few others understand. A lot of them don't even understand it. And you're keeping America safe and free. Our military is strong. My first term, I rebuilt our military, all aspects of our military. And in Afghanistan, we actually gave up a big chunk, but relatively, as much as it seemed like it's small compared to what we bought and to what we have and to what we're buying.
It was absolutely
over $1 trillion.
Diabolical, horrible time, a disappointment, and a tragedy of how we pulled out of Afghanistan.
Sure, we have a military, the best in the world. We make the best equipment in the world. And we have the best people in the world.
Absolutely diabolical.
I came here and they were building.
And, it's just a sad, tragic time here that we are going through. And of course, we have Wall Street Journal by T. Perrin here, or Todd Perrin. Wall Street Journal releases footage from a witness on Wednesday's attack on National Guard members near the White House and the capital of Washington, D.C. The footage shows a man identified as Afghan national Ramanullah Lakanwal, armed with a revolver, ambushing and shooting at the National Guard's members, which returned to fire and is now in custody. Both National Guard members are still in the hospital in critical condition. Unfortunately, I don't want to play this to get a strike, right? I don't want to show anything graphic here. So let's move on. We got lefty liberals. Again, here we go. We have the lefty liberals that are crashing out on this, absolutely thinking that this is a W, a gotcha for them, a gotcha moment on Trump, right, as they usually do, because of their lefty liberal brain disease, right? We got a Brian Constantine, right? This lefty retard idiot here with his absolute dumb brain take. It's honestly sickening. These National Guard troops were only in Washington, D.C. because Trump fabricated a need for them. And now he'll twist this tragedy into another excuse to flood American cities with even more military presence. This never should have happened. Those troops were scattered across DC, doing nothing but standing around and picking up trash, all on the taxpayer's dime, because Trump wanted a political photo op. Like it's just absolutely just brain dead retarded, right? So, instead of having sympathy, right? Instead of being, this is such a tragedy for the two National Guardsmen who were killed, he goes to, this is Trump's fault. Trump should have never put those National Guardsmen there. This is all Trump's doing, all because Trump wanted to politically incite violence. Like, bro, this is absolutely stupid. Just I can't even with these people, right? And it's a whole lot of these lefty liberal retards that are absolutely this brain dead retarded. Like, literally. Like, they come up with any kind of excuse, any kind of way to think this is a gotcha and celebrate, right? They think anything is a win. And it's, even if it's the most diabolical, heinous win, they will still celebrate it as a win against Trump. It's just truly just disgusting. It really is. It's truly disgusting. And of course, he's getting flamed for it in the comments, right? I'm going to blame the National Guard and Trump for deranged leftists shooting them. Of course you are. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, the National Guard is a victim here. Nobody wants to be in Washington, D.C. as a National Guardsman. This isn't what they signed up for. Really, this isn't what they signed up for. Because it seemed like they were doing their job. It seemed like they were doing their job and doing their job pretty good and pretty well, right? I'm pretty sure they were pretty honored and happy to serve as a National Guardsman for Washington, D.C., especially near the White House, right? I would certainly be honored, right? How do you know how the National Guardsmen feel that they didn't want to be there? Like, are you kidding me? Like, absolute brain dead retard takes. Oh, the National Guardsmen did not want to be there. Oh, yeah, sure, right? It's just absolutely retarded, right? We have TSLA gang. GRAC has a National Guard ever been deployed to Washington, D.C.? Name all instances. Yes, National Guard has been deployed to Washington, D.C. many times throughout history. Naming all is extensive, but major instances include War of 1812, 1968, 2020 George Floyd's, and 2021, and 2025. Capitol attack and federal crime control under President Trump. Right? So, Krassenstein gets absolutely roasted in the comments, right? Especially by Grok, right? Grok being the AI equivalent, actually, right? It's absolutely diabolical, especially when you get trolled by an AI, right? It's just absolutely diabolical. Like, and this is why I love Twitter. W Elon Musk, because without Elon Musk, we would not have this today. We would not have this going on. We would not have the absolute exposures and the truth bombs of these retards, right? So definitely, we lefties and liberals absolutely crashing out, with the most dumbest brain dead takes, right? It's just absolutely mind blowing to me, right? We have another one here. I don't even know how to pronounce or say that shit. But the suspect in the DC National Guard shooting, Ramanullah Lakhanwal, reportedly entered the U.S. during the Afghan evacuation. Joe Biden in 2021. Before shooting National Guard members, he allegedly shouted Allahu Akbar, which was another thing that was reported on, right? So yes, of course, right, the National Guardsman screams Allahu Akbar. Now, the thing is, we have also lefty liberal news stations that are also trying to downplay the situation and put blame on Trump and the National Guard. Like, you cannot make this up. And this is why a lot of people are so radicalized, why a lot of people do not trust the mainstream media. And then you have people like me and other independent content creators who are out here trying to make, content that is not biased, that is not propagandizing for you guys here to see on the ground news and not bullshit fucking lying propaganda, right? This is why content creation is so big, right? This is why a lot of the normal folk have turned away from mainstream media and are now going to content creators, right? YouTubers, live streamers, Twitchers, kick streamers, right? Podcasters, right? We are the media now. We are the media now, right? This tragic incident once again raises serious concerns over rising violence and the policies surrounding emergency admissions, including whether stronger vetting and faster deportation measures are needed for high-risk individuals. Meanwhile, some are already trying to spin this by blaming Trump, even calling for his resignation. Of course, because it doesn't matter whatever happens, whatever situation, they will use this to do this every single time. Oh, this is Trump's fault. This is Trump's fault. He needs to be impeached. He needs to be impeached. Call for his resignation. We gotta get you guys. We gotta get you. This is it. No, it's not it, bro. It's not. It's not it. It's not it. And you guys do this every single time, and it's tiring. It really is. But the narrative doesn't align with the facts, right? So this is actually a CBS News anchor reporter, right? So let's see what the fuck she says here.
We should say I was here just moments after this all happened, and the federal law enforcement presence here on the scene was enormous, with U.S. Secret Service descending within moments alongside other members of the National Guard who were on what's called high visibility patrol when all of this happened. It was those National Guard members that were able to subdue the suspect here, and federal law enforcement sources telling me that that suspect had a handgun on him at that time. That is the weapon that he raised that you heard law enforcement talking about there. But within moments, other law enforcement members responding from the Metropolitan Police Department, and they were joined shortly thereafter by the U.S. Secret Service, the U.S. Marshal Service, and ATF, all of them coming onto the scene. Now, moving forward, because this is an attack on a federal, is being treated as an attack on federal law enforcement officials, even though the National Guard is something a little bit different, the FBI will lead this investigation along with the Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah, so truly diabolical here. Absolutely diabolical. We have definitely CBS trying to spin this by blaming Trump, right? Mr. Ramana Lakamwal was granted asylum in the United States in April 2025. We'll actually get into that as well here shortly, right? Another thing that the lefty liberals are screaming and screeching about, thinking that's another gotcha, right? So let's go ahead and move on. Oh, here's another one, another lefty screaming goat liberal. Those two National Guardsmen should have never been in Washington, D.C. You're abusing them. So, Larry, all these retards with the same stupid, retarded disease points, right? Like, they should have never been there. This is Trump's fault. They should have never been there. Like, bro, oh my goodness, bro. Like, what kind of disease do you have that all of you literally, like you're like a hive mind? Like, for real. You guys all, like, spin the same fucking rhetoric all at the same time. When one says it, like, all of you join together. It's absolutely retarded. Like, it's a mind virus. It really is. It's a contagious disease. It spreads very, very quickly. Like, absolutely. It absolutely spreads immediately to all the rest of these fucking retards. Now, ironically, you claim there were no homicides since the National Guard was deployed there. There were 103 since May 25th by some sfchronicle.com news politics. Okay, so definitely some wackadoo link here. Let's take a look and see what this is. San Francisco, oh, of course, San Francisco Chronicle, right? Some lefty liberal chronicle. I'm going to believe some lefty liberal chronicle newspaper outlet that's probably making up numbers, right? That Trump did not have any national or like violent incidents since his National Guard was deployed there. I'm telling you, they use every single angle to attack Trump, right? To fabricate all kinds of propaganda and lies and out of context shit to attack Trump. Like, if you literally look at these situations throughout his entire his entire presidency is like you will clearly see it. Like you clearly will. Like every single angle that these lefty liberals will try to use, right? It's absolutely insane. We have another one by Elizabeth, Alluring NYC. DC has had over 83 murders since August and shootings every week. The National Guard making DC safe is a ridiculous part. So we got another one with the same retarded brain dead take, right? But apparently she's saying, oh, it's 83 murders. So which one is it? Is it 123 or is it 83? Is it 100? Is it 5? Is it 3? Where do you get your numbers from? Where's the fact sheet from a actual credible source? You know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous. Not from some bullshit lefty liberal shit, right? It's just absolutely ridiculous. And you got all these lefty liberals here, absolutely thinking this is just a gotcha. Like you have all these down this line, all harping on the same thing, right? Oh, they never should have been there. And then other news came out, right, that the Trump administration granted asylum to Ramanella Lockenwall, who shot National Guard members in D.C. For all the tough talk from Kristi Noem, her agency failed and Sarah Beckham is dead. She should resign now. So it has came out that in 2024, April of last year, the Trump administration apparently re-vetted the suspect, right, and apparently allowed him to basically granted him asylum again, right? Because apparently they found nothing wrong. They checked out to him, right? And there's more to that story here because he came in 2021, right? And basically he's been here for 3 years, so without an incident. So you would think, being re-vetted again in a new administration, while you're already here, right, and you haven't done anything for 3 years, you would think, all right, well, maybe he's, an outstanding citizen, right? Maybe he's fine, he's straight, he's been here for 3 years without an incident, right? So he's probably fine. So that's, in my honest to God opinion, that's what I think. And in my opinion, that maybe they failed on that. Yes, maybe they did fail on that, and maybe they do need to take more extra precautions due to the information they have, on these immigrants, right? Their past history of what they've done, right? Maybe they should take more extra precautions when it comes to that. But if it's like I said, they make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We're human, right? And honest to God, I could see a mistake like that happening. You know what I mean? Where a person comes here, I mean, we're all human. You know what I mean? And every immigrant is not going to be perfect. And he seemed like a good, upstanding citizen. He came here, he had a family, he brought his family over, everything seemed fine, and everything seemed cool for 3 years. So I get that they would think that, he might be fine. Just like all the rest of the thousands of other ones that came in April 2021, right? So they think the lefties think that this is some kind of gotcha here. You guys re-vetted him and allowed him asylum again. This is all your fault. And y'all sitting here saying this is the Biden administration. Oh, Trump is a liar and da da da. They think this is another gotcha. Like this is completely Trump's fault. And honestly, I don't believe that in not even 1%. I don't believe that at all. Like, to be perfectly honest with you, this is just another, oh, gotcha, Trump. Oh, we got you. Oh, this is a W for us. We're going to win. No, you're not going to win. You're not going to win with this. This is not going to change the millions and millions of people, the millions of the far right who have voted for Trump, right? This is not going to change people's minds, right? People are not going to see this as the gotcha that you think this is, right? Because all we are seeing here is some crazy retired foreigner who shouldn't have been here from the beginning. And what we voted for from the jump is to get all these motherfuckers out. This is what we're seeing, right? And this is not going to change our minds. Whatever gotcha that you try to pull up, right? It's just absolutely diabolical, and they just keep going, down this line here. Like a wall applying for asylum in 2024. He went through vetting process, blah blah blah. Why did Peter Trump in April 2025 give the DC shooter asylum? Trump got that national member killed. He got him killed. Oh my God, this is Trump's fault. Trump never stops lying. Watch the loathsome piece of shit blame Biden for the shooting of the National Guard members when it was the pedophile president himself who would have given him asylum. Oh my God, it was Trump that did it. It was Trump. We got you, Trump. No, this is not the gotcha, bro. And I'm telling you, they would use everything in their power. Oh, we got you, Trump. We got you. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. And you guys are just going to be even more mad because it's not going to work. It's not. Right? Trump is still going to be the president, right? And we're going to be deporting the fucking shit out of these fucking motherfuckers. It is time. It's time. And definitely, Trump, you have to start. That's just, in my opinion, Trump has not gone hard enough. Trump has not gone hard enough. You need to start going harder because this is absolute travesty that this is happening. Absolute travesty. Prayers to the 2 National Guardsmen that were shot. Prayers to their family. Truly a sad, diabolical holiday. And I just pray that they grow, they continue to get through this. And, we as the American people, we will get through this together, right? And this is just going to be a diabolical. This is going to be a hard time to get through here. You know what I mean? And we'll find out. What's going to happen from here. Let's start to crack down more on immigration. We'll find out. We'll find out. Like, this is going to be a crazy, crazy time. Definitely over the next couple of years while Trump is in office here. And we'll definitely keep you updated with more stuff here as this situation keeps updating. And definitely thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. And I'll see you in the next one.